All right, we are live, huh?
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
It goes without saying, we lost one of the all-time greats this past week. Leon White, Big Van Vader, WCW and WWF's Vader, GHC Heavyweight Champion, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, WCW NWA Champion.
One of the first real big guys that could really fly around too.
Move and do the moonsault. Him and Bam Bam were like the first two big guys who really moved around like that. And I think Vader.
The dad on Boy Meets World.
Yep, he was a dad on Boy Meets World. Vader came out, I think, before Bam Bam too. Vader was the archetype, man. He was the big man you wanted to emulate, at least wrestling wise. I know I've had my run-ins with Vader, and he took a stack of autograph posters out of my bag one time. We won't get into that. That's more of one of those things where it's almost like being slapped by Inoki. It's just an honor that he considered me. So maybe that imbued me with the spirit of Big Van Vader. Who knows? But he was, I can't begrudge him. He was an old timer. He was a good guy. I know he whatever reputation he might have had for certain people. I think now is an irrelevant time to look into that because he has passed away, and it's a sad deal. And he was legitimately one of the best big guys, especially for that era. He feuded with Cactus Jack. He feuded with Flair and Sting back in the day. I mean, he was part of some big angles. And then they made him say he was a big fat piece of shit one time on TV, and that was just awful. But
I forgot about that.
Right? They did some mean shit to Vader, but and it wasn't deserved. He wasn't he the one he ripped off Foley's ear. He once got hit in the head so hard by Stan Hansen, his eye popped out, and he popped his eye back in and wrestled the rest of the match. He was a tough son of a bitch, man.
Amanda looks like she's gonna totally barf.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda, I've been meaning to ask you. I saw a picture. Are you tall? I've never. Yeah. Okay, because either the option was some very small people. You're tall. Because I saw a picture on Instagram where there were 3 people who were a head below you. So I was just trying to figure out how that worked. I didn't know if they were like tiny or
no, I'm about
like little people.
5'11", not flat.
So wait, you wear heels, so you're over 6 feet tall?
Yeah.
Wow.
You versus Charlotte.
You just want to intimidate people when you walk in a room.
Exactly.
I don't know how you can wear heels.
I think with Vader, I think his best run, was definitely WCW.
Oh yeah.
Like if the younger generation is listening and you haven't seen the WCW stuff, you go on the network and look and check it out. He had some great stuff with Sting, and
they have a collection out right now. I haven't watched it yet, but
oh yeah, I saw the thing posted.
Yeah. Sting matches are always a good choice with Vader because Sting needed that kind of villain, that kind of bad guy to get heat from, and he's so big, and even though Sting was a ripped guy, Vader was a bigger presence, and that helped Sting get over, and he beat the shit out of Cactus Jack in WCW, and they had some really hard hitting matches, and usually Cactus came out on the losing end of that stuff, and he'd get like
with memory loss. That was one of the storylines.
He beat him so bad he had amnesia. Oh,
he just lost an ear.
Yeah, man. Vader was great. Vader was, and I feel bad because they gave him 2 years to live, and he lived like a year and 8 months. So they weren't too far off. He tried to make some positive changes, and it was encouraged that he did, and it was a good thing that he did. And he had a goal that he wanted to get back in the ring and wrestle, and it would have been a nice story if he was able to get one more in before he passed away. But he was trying. He was hitting the gym. He was eating properly, but everybody's got time, and it was just it ran up. So
apparently Sting was there a lot in this last week and everything too.
And that's nice to know, because Sting, I know he's kind of like a preacher on the side. Him and Shawn Michaels have had some appearances on like that 900 club together.
Really?
They do a lot of ministry.
They're avid
those two
born
guys.
again, yeah.
Yep, born again Christians.
Like Ted DiBiase, Tully Blanchard, guys. Like
that. Those guys are actually ordained. I don't think Sting is ordained. He just testifies.
Correct.
Oh, my brother.
Right. There's a movie, the Sting movie that came out in like 2002 or 2004. It's like an autobiography movie, but they didn't have the rights to anything, so all the matches took place in TNA. Like they filmed them all in old TNA taping, and Jeremy Borash was the ring announcer, and he was fighting Abyss. It's like, all right, well, that's not Vader, that's not this. But they went through like his early career, and they had a guy playing young Sting, and he explains how he went through his addiction and then found Jesus and all that, became born again. So the gist of the movie was like it was more of a ministry thing where he wanted to testify his conversion to the faith. So I never watched the whole thing. There's a recap on Wrestling with Regrets YouTube channel. They kind of poke fun at it because the acting is not the greatest, but it's an interesting story, at least, that he kind of came around from steroids and drinking and pills and all that, the typical wrestler's cocktail, and Sting turned it around. And I'm sure he was very a positive presence for Vader in an uncertain time. I can't imagine being his age. What was it, 56, 58? He wasn't very old, and realizing this is it. Like there's no kicking out of this one. I can't even imagine that circumstance.
Yeah.
No, it really sucks. We lost another great one.
We got like Hogan and Flair left, and Sarge and Hacksaw. We got to keep them bubble wrapped.
Just freeze them until they can become cyborgs.
Oh, could you imagine, like 1,000 years from now, Ric Flair gets thawed out. He's like, "You put my head in a jar. Where's JJ? Somebody get me JJ. My head's in a jar."
It's going to be all Futurama.
Yep, I was thinking that.
Right next to Nixon.
Or anybody.
I am not a Yes, let's freeze. That's the next Kickstarter or GoFundMe. We're going to cryogenically freeze all the WWE legends that are left.
That or once AI kicks off, we'll get the.
We can just like download their personality into something.
Download all the WWE, WCW material.
God,
there you go.
Do you know how creepy it is that we're pretty much at a point where you could replicate someone's personality digitally by putting their social media and the things that they like and dislike into an algorithm? That's
so crazy.
It's creepy. There could be a point, Ryan, you're not too far off, where we're playing one of these like WWE tap games, and you're actually using like AI that they developed that'll respond like Roddy Piper or something.
I was actually going to say we're not too far off from hearing Bobby Heenan announce another WrestleMania.
Well, could you imagine? He has decades. They have decades of audio footage of him saying so many different words and phrases and syllables. They tried doing that with Stephen Hawking or someone else, that they had a large record of what their voice sounded like before they lost it. Or no, it was Ebert, Roger Ebert.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
because he was on TV doing the movie reviews, and then when he lost his jaw to cancer, a computer company took the tapes and put them into a computer, and they like replicated his voice. So yeah, I mean, you could have him commentating the next video game. You know, they just do a vintage video game and cobble together some programs and algorithms that would get Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon back into the game.
I'm not
They
even
did it with a
talking
Michael
game.
Jackson song too.
Like they'll have an AI.
Michael Jackson, yeah.
It'll be able to watch the match, and it will.
Could you? That would be creepy. That would be so creepy. But we're almost there. Technology is both confusing and scary. We're talking into a box, projecting this into space, and then you're listening to it. Think about that. What's going on in wrestling this week? Actually, we should back up because Steve, who's been away for a while, and I know Amanda has been abandoning us. I don't know. I had a rhyme going there I was trying for, but
I'm back.
yes, so we can kind of, if there's anything that you guys missed addressing, like the pay-per-views or anything like that you want to speak on, Steve, you were on a lovely vacation.
I was,
so,
yes.
You can you can now rejoin the conversation. Anything you might have missed commenting on since we last spoke.
Well, I missed pretty much commenting on everything. But to be fair,
You miss us so much. That's wonderful.
I did. I miss you all, and I still have not watched NXT, which of course I will.
Shame.
I know. I did, however, watch Money in the Bank, and I have to say, overall, I think it was a great pay-per-view. I think the 2 Money in the Bank matches were home runs. I was surprised with Alexa Bliss, but I was happy with Alexa Bliss, and they did the Rousey Nia Jax thing the right way. It kind of went quite a bit the way we thought it would, just not necessarily the people.
Yeah, no Natty. We thought Natty would be a bigger
Yeah, I thought it would be
figure
Natty.
in this.
Well, and I have a theory about Natty, but overall it was done the right way. They got out of it. Ronda Rousey impressed again. She looked great. You obviously have your concerns because she hasn't had that big one-on-one match yet. She took her bumps really, really well. She sold the shit out of everything. She had some great offense. I still would like to see a little more wrestling come into play. She's still relying solely on judo and UFC type of stuff. Obviously, she's got to be 100% comfortable doing it before she's going to do it on TV.
She also has to wrestle with somebody that can wrestle like that. She can't do that with Nia.
Right, you can't do that with
Credit to Nia, though.
Yeah, no, Nia looked great. What I'm
brought it
saying
too.
is it's a different style when you're working somebody that big.
That match was done perfectly, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
It was perfect for Nia. It was perfect for Ronda. The conclusion was what it needed to be to get out of that mess. And then having Alexa being right away cashing in, I just thought it was perfect. It was just so well done. So that right there for me was enough to give it a raving review. Elias Seth Rollins, another outstanding match, followed by another outstanding match on Raw. I can't get enough of it. I thought it was very well done. Braun Strowman, I said, they were going to take him out. He was going to come back in the end. He scaled the ladder. If anyone noticed, I said that. And then, just all the spots were great. Everything was done right. Kevin Owens with that huge spot off the ladder was awesome. He's so good. Everything about it. I really don't have much negative to say about the pay-per-view. Ellsworth coming back was great with the Asuka deal.
Yeah.
Which we kind of called that one too.
The only criticism I had of that was she took too long. Everything took too long in that segment. She stared at him. Like Carmella, it should have been such a quick distraction. Carmella kicks her immediately, and then we can go do the rest of the Gaga after the match.
I did say the same thing. I agree with you.
But
Yes.
the idea and the gist of it was perfect. That's if you're getting out of they're trying to get out of a situation and still keep the belt on Carmella. That's the way to do it because while Carmella is not, she's fine. She's no Charlotte Flair. But she's fine. She's decent. She's getting better. And we're saying this about the champion again. But imagine all of the Asuka and Ellsworth shenanigans. She can pick him up and throw him and put arm bars on and all kinds of shit.
I'll be great.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the whole draw of this thing is that Ellsworth is going to run interference for Carmella a bunch,
He's kicked off.
and then get his ass kicked, and then she'll get her hands on Carmella, and everybody's going to lose their minds when she finally gets her hands on Carmella. Just like everybody's going to lose their minds when Ronda finally gets her hands on Alexa, because not just the finish the match and the cash and all that, it was the follow-up. On Monday night, she came out and beat the shit out of everybody like Stone Cold used to do, and she got herself suspended like Stone Cold used to do. And
Rock.
this the whole thing is great. If they're keep extending this out so Ronda can chase and they have a reason to keep Raw TV, the whole thing, they're taking what we thought was going to be a shitty idea of Ronda versus Nia, which still would have been a shitty idea if they just went with a quick finish, and they turned it into a nice long-term story, which doesn't happen nowadays, at least as frequently.
Right.
So it's positive that happened.
Yeah, no, overall, I was very happy with the pay-per-view. Yeah, that's pretty much my 2 cents. I'm sure you guys all went crazy about this last week, but if anyone else has anything to add, but that's pretty much my opinion on Money in the Bank, and then we should definitely dive into the Raw after.
Yeah, Monday. That Monday was.
Well,
good.
what did you think about AJ Nakamura?
Yes.
I mean, I thought the match. I thought the match was very good. I actually enjoyed the match. I'm still surprised by the finish. Like I don't know why they're hesitating on pulling the trigger on Shinsuke. Is it because AJ is the cover of the game, so they want to keep him as champion right now?
That's part of it. I'm
That's
sure.
probably a big part of it. But now we're going to, and I don't want to say downgrade, but now we're going to throw Shinsuke into mid-card with the U.S. title. I think Jeff Hardy's going to be outstanding. But now he's probably going to remain at that level for a while because chances are he's going to win the title.
Well, they announced earlier today that Shinsuke has an injury, and instead Jeff Hardy will be doing an open challenge. Now,
I think it's all
that's exactly. It's all going to be a work.
Yeah.
And I think Shinsuke is going to answer the open challenge or something like that. That's
supposedly Shinsuke got bit by a police dog.
Is that for real?
There, I sent the story.
No.
It's not
I almost said the worst possible thing that would make me sound such like an asshole. I'm going to say it anyway, but now with the caveat that I know it would make me sound like an asshole if I just blurted it out like a jerk off, like I almost did. I almost said, "Did the dog smell egg rolls?"
That's hilarious.
I'm a jerk, but I acknowledge that it was bad, and I chose not to say it in that context. So there we go.
I was gonna say, did somebody call ICE? So
somebody call ICE. They sicked the ice dog on him like Elian Gonzalez. Oh,
he keeps going around saying no speak English.
Yeah, you can't say that nowadays. You gotta have. I mean, he's probably got his papers with him at all times. He's got green card. He knows how to say that. He's got the green card.
Vince McMahon.
Right? Like seriously, that's.
He probably got smart with him.
Donald, call Vince.
No speak English. Watch eyes walking away.
Excuse me, sir. You can't park here. No speak.
He's gonna say tweet Vince and Donald same time.
Right, same time.
Twitter.
Could you imagine?
Just goes full heel on him.
I can personally vouch for my friend Shinsuke Nakamura. He's here legally. He did it the right way. We don't throw him back over the Great Wall of China.
It's Japan.
Right? Somebody's like, he's not Chinese. Somebody whispering in the back. He's not Chinese.
That's Sarah Sanders.
Sarah Sanders comes up with just a sheet of paper and hands it to him.
Much like me, Shinsuke's a ball buster.
Could you imagine? I like the way he hits people in their balls.
Really bust them.
Kick the shit out of him.
Oh no, poor Shinsuke. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a work.
So they kicked off Raw with Ronda Rousey fucking shit up.
That was incredible.
That was the best.
I mean, that was so well done.
Yep.
I get the 30-day suspension because of her actions. What does she got going on that she needs a month off is my question.
I think they just want to they want to limit her TV time, because if she's like, imagine if she wrestled every week like Becky does, and now nobody gives a shit about Becky. Like,
Well,
it's
maybe get back more training to have her do more wrestling.
Yeah, maybe they're perfecting
like the female.
Well, she's a special attraction at the end of the day, and that's what they're I think continuing to push, and that's fine. She's still going to be doing the tour, even though she's not going to be on TV. So she's still going to get some in-ring work done in front of a crowd, which is going to be great. But I thought that segment was great. I like what they're doing in the women's division right now.
I didn't like what they did last week on Raw with Sasha and Bailey. It was really just cheesy and like way too drawn out. What happened yesterday?
Last night made up for it.
Last night was perfect.
I mean,
last week was perfect, but it's been going back and forth for so long. Like, this should have happened last week.
I agree, but now we got it, and it was amazing
going to therapy.
Nobody expected.
Dr. Shelby's got to come back, right?
Oh yeah,
it's going to be Dr. Shelby. It has to be. There's nobody else
expected. Nobody expected it to be Bailey.
No.
And that was the great part. And Bailey did it justice.
Well, did you hear? They bleeped out a part. She said, "You ain't shit, Sasha."
Yeah.
And they bleeped it out, which is great.
I was very happy to see it. So is this like officially a heel turn? Because the crowd was kind of behind Bailey.
They were so behind Bailey.
Right, that's the thing. They realize that Bailey's been wronged. So
it's just been pent up for so long.
Right, she's more of a sympathetic character. That's she's reached her breaking point. So.
But it doesn't mean anything with who the fans boo or cheer for anyway, because
the
Roman's
big dog
to be the face of
Maybe so. I still don't see it as a heel turn whatsoever.
I kind of felt it though.
It was a heelish attack.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
She grabbed her from behind. She slammed her into it was like a Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels type
but
thing.
Seth Rollins used the tights on that pay-per-view the other night. I mean, they're mixing it up a little bit where baby faces are doing some not so nice stuff. Hulk Hogan was. You ever see Hulk Hogan work? Eye poke, back rake.
Yeah. All as a baby face.
As a baby face. He did all this.
Choking IRS with his own tie or a t-shirt.
And then he wrestled the exact same match as a heel and got booed because he was the best. The exact same match. Take the weight belt off and whip him with it. Everything that he did, it just depended on which color t-shirt he was wearing. Red and yellow, everybody cheered him. Black and white, and everybody booed. It was kind of perfect.
This man ran down the Rock with a fucking semi and still got cheered over him.
I loved that. That's one of my favorite moments is I watched that one night, and it was like horrific attempted murder, and they actually used the budget. They used that WWE budget to crash those two things. I know The Rock wasn't inside of it, but the stunt happened.
Yeah.
They made it look like it actually happened live, which is amazing. And then everybody cheered Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania, which I mean you're going to. It had been how many years since he wrestled in the WWF and wrestled in WrestleMania, so I mean it was fitting. But
Hogan also played up to the crowd.
Oh well, of course.
He's Hogan. He knows how to get himself over, brother.
There were 90,000 people in the Toronto Dome, brother, or whatever it was.
But I feel like this thing with Bailey, it could go one of two ways. It could be really fucking stupid, or it could be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how could it be stupid at this point? Because what we just saw was fucking badass. So
no. I'm just saying, like, if they make her go to therapy,
but will it be as bad as the last 18 months where they teased that this was going to happen and it never happened? Can't be that. At least we're going to get something. I agree with Steve. We're getting something at this point.
We're getting the payoff at this point.
Yeah, and I didn't think Bailey had it in her, but wow.
Neither did I. I don't think anybody did.
She is ferocious.
They need.
That's why it was such a great move.
Yep.
Yeah, it shows that she has an edge, which is good because she never really had an edge before, and that adds a different layer to her character where you'll watch her. Right, and I think it'll be nice if she's somebody who is like really happy-go-lucky like 99% of the time, and then it's like the Hulk. You push her too far, and she just snaps and goes crazy on you.
That's like
It's
me.
good, though. It's time to evolve a little bit.
Yes, Bailey's
Like
character.
Becky Lynch. I love her, but I think we need to move on from the steampunk look. Let's get another look going.
Definitely.
It was cool
Add
for the
something
last 3-4 years, but
It's not even the look. Let's give her a turn or something and just have her doing something.
or a championship.
I know. Well, she said she pitched the women's tag team championships to the writers and to Vince and all that, but
What's going on with that? Because I heard that was a go at one point, and then we haven't heard anything about it since.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, they can't even manage the regular tag team division.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a consolation prize too. It would be like the first women's tag team champions would be either the Bella Twins come back and win it in a surprise,
God.
or it's gonna be like Natty
Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
right, or it would be like Natty and Becky as a sorry you haven't won the women's title in the last 4 years kind of thing. Like they would just give it to people who are like, hey, Alicia Fox, you haven't done shit in the last 6 years. Here's the women's tag team title.
Or a one-night return.
We'll give them to ODB and Eric Young.
Or a one-night return for Trish and Lita.
That'd be cool.
Or they have the Glow Girls from Netflix. If they brought Allison Brie and the blonde girl in and they won the women's tag team titles to promote the Netflix show Glow.
Isn't that start this week?
Yes, it does.
Friday, I think.
Very excited.
We're excited.
Because they're doing a now that this is officially a fictionalized version of the real Glow, like this season is less of a less based in what actually happened in reality. The season is kind of a take on the Black Saturday incident where Vince bought out WCW's time slot.
Oh, yes.
So this one there's a new women's promotion that bought out their time slot, and they have to try and combat that. So I'm looking forward to it. Chavo's going to be on.
Yes.
I can't not get excited for Chavo and the fucking hair implants that he got 10 years ago.
Oh, Chavo.
He had him and Eddie had some of the best themes. Lie, Cheat, Steal, Ooh, Chavo, Latino Heat.
Latino
Heat. All those songs are great.
Latino Heat is probably one of my favorite themes.
Mamacita.
Right? He raps it himself. It's great. What is going on with Brock Lesnar? Let's just put that out there because that's a current thing.
Who?
I think
I never
Line of the show.
I never heard that he was ever booked or considered for Extreme Rules. I always heard the next time we were going to see him was SummerSlam. So I think they're going to set up Brock versus Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. And then
nice.
What I think will happen is Brock versus Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. Bobby Lashley takes Brock to the task. Brock gets the win. Braun cashes in and takes out Brock Lesnar.
I'd be okay with that.
I would be okay with that.
You know, because then that would be easy pickings for Braun, too, because Brock will have just gone the distance with Bobby Lashley.
And then what do we got to wait then for WrestleMania to be Braun versus Roman or something next year?
Oh, man.
just shoot me. Do it now.
Come on, it's in New York. We're all going to be there.
I
We
don't
need to
even
order
want to start
a
thinking
massive
about that.
amount of drinks at that point.
Suicide Pact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Suicide.
Ryan.
Oh my God, we'll make like a
Who's got the
drink
cyanide
game,
pills?
Like a clothesline. We take a
We'll
shot.
make Autumn do something at that point to entertain us
We all
because
drink the Kool-Aid at that moment.
We'll bring you some firecrackers for Autumn. She can just start throwing like cherry
don't
bombs. And
touch her. She probably fucking would.
Take this cherry bomb. I love cherry bombs. Cherry bombs are my favorite.
She probably, if you said, "Hey, Autumn, do me a favor, throw something at someone's head in the ring," she'll fucking do it.
Oh, just bring a bunch of 9-volt batteries.
Yes.
She just whips batteries at people.
Let's see. Autumn, there's Roman Reigns. Psh.
Oh no, she'd split them open right over the eyeball. Oh
You
no.
can't wrestle then. It's a win-win.
There
We
you
didn't
go.
do it.
And she's a juvenile. They can't press charges.
Who's gonna accuse a 10-year-old kid? I didn't see
Oh
it.
no.
I didn't see nothing.
It was down low. It didn't happen at our height. What are you talking about? It was Hornswoggle.
Oh man, that's terrible. Ryan, you need to
gotta
make a
stop
note.
talking about this then, because then they could use this.
Right,
footage.
they can. We're liable if anything happens now. We're kind of SOL. Ryan, make a note to contact the stadium, like the ticket department, to see what the booth, like getting a box is, as opposed to trying to buy Like try and get everybody in a row.
Find out, get your price.
Or if there's a
and then,
right.
No, get your price, and then I'm gonna talk to Mike Sorskin from Immortal Seats and see.
Yeah,
what he
see if
can
there's
do.
like a group.
We'll see.
I'll talk to somebody at I know Ticket King does boxes for wrestling events.
How does everybody know Ticket Guys and I don't? I need to get in on.
You know the guy from Immortal Seats. I introduced you to him.
I know, but I don't like know him. You know what I mean?
See, I already hit him up, and I told him as soon as you get word, let me know about a box, and then let me know for bulk tickets.
Right? Yeah.
And he said he'll let me know. He said he'll find out before most others. He'll get first crack. So
how many people can we grab for this?
I mean, I've got a handful already.
How many what?
Yeah, I mean, I've got at least 2 other people that would go, so 5 on this
I
end.
got one.
One.
I've
just
got
you.
No, like one other.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would be such a sad trip from Toronto.
I've probably got 7 to 10.
I've got just me.
Oh, that's gonna be such a bad. Like, all right, Eric, you've got a goal between now and WrestleMania. We're gonna find you a nice girl. Caramel complexion who enjoys pro wrestling. That's our goal.
He already told Autumn on Skype the other day that she's his date, so good luck with that.
Oh, all right. Oh, so there's gonna be a little bit of jealousy.
I like my women like my milkshakes, thick and chocolate.
Yeah, if you look like Miss Jackie, circa 1995, if you look like Miss Jackie in the Attitude Era, send us an email to AskTheWarReport@gmail.com.
Give me some Ember Moon, man.
There you go. If you look
There
like
you go.
that's. Whew.
Are the contacts needed?
Those thighs, man. God.
So you know what? That's the new contest that needs to then go into the email and everything. This is find Eric a date.
Oh, and then she wins a ticket to WrestleMania with us. That's a good idea.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I like that. Oh my God, we're doing that.
That's what I'm
I like
saying.
it. Oh, man.
AskTheWarReport@gmail.com contest. The mission is that we are going to find
I got it.
a date. You
I
got
got it. In weekly, we interview each person.
No. Each one of them has to sign up on Tag Me a Date, and they have to find Eric and start their relationship through the website.
They have to contact. We'll make some kind of graphic
And the
or something
winner
for that.
and the winner will be included in our box or our row with a free ticket to WrestleMania.
This is the wrestling love connection.
I
love
it. Contestant number 1 is Shaniqua. Her favorite wrestler is Ron Simmons.
Damn.
Shaniqua,
I would love that. Oh my God, this needs to happen. And I'm gonna take this song here, the dating game song, and I'm just gonna go back in the podcast and grab clips of Eric talking and throw it in.
We have to make a graphic and everything.
Oh, we're gonna make a dating game. I'm gonna make a dating game graphic. Absolutely. Oh,
we need to make a poster of this too, because we can put it on Tag Me a Date and everything, and we could.
Oh, Eric. First of all, let's get this out of the way so we don't have any potential sour feelings or lawsuits. Eric, you're okay with us doing this, right?
Of course.
Okay, good. I don't want us to do this, and then you have it like secretly
blowing up right now. Shut the fuck up, you guys! If we weren't allowed to.
I like if you secretly resented the fact that we were going to try and find you a date, and you're like, I could do it myself, and all that. Like, and then you snapped one day on the air. I mean, that would be a good segment too. We can do that.
You would snap on Mania and just kill us all.
You guys are my yenta. You're going to be my matchmaker.
There we go. We'll matchmake him. Oh man, that's like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Can you imagine one crazy fucking first date? They got a date for WrestleMania, but they have all of us on the side. Like,
that's such a wonderful idea.
And I'll move her down to North Carolina.
There you go.
Damn. He'll cook for you later.
Let's get a date first.
Yes, we're going to find him a date for WrestleMania. This is wonderful. I like this.
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
Wonderful!
Eric, you got to make sure your account is active on the site.
Yeah, make sure you're posting your E-Rock wrestling articles and all that stuff, man. On your Tag Me a Date.
Oh, we should put.
You can upload your blogs on your profile.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can go to the message board and you can post them there too.
It's been
And
a
this
while.
seems to be a new blog too.
I don't know if I remember my username or password, honestly.
You can reset it.
See, and the good thing is you can just go on and reset it because we have all that
make it
technology.
easy.
It
It
is
is
really
actually
easy.
very easy to do because it's happened to me twice, and I've gotten the email right away to fix it. So,
You know, I wish I could take bad news like Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy loses the match last night and
That
says,
was so funny.
the way that you won the match was wonderful. And the B team are like, what the fuck?
Better than all the rest. TVAT.
Let's see. Let's see if it's this in. Wow, that's an old TV bumper. Let's get it. Let's see. Wow, this is like on VHS. Literally a VHS copy. It's supposed to be the intro to Love Connection. Here it is.
Welcome to Love Connection,
Oh, I kind of like that too.
where old-fashioned romance meets modern-day technology.
That's perfect.
you were so
Oh my
used to
God.
that. That was perfect.
Love Connection.
Vince, you have to redo it with your voice though.
Well, I follow Chuck Woolery on Twitter. Don't ever follow if you voted for Hillary. Don't follow Chuck Woolery on Twitter. But I follow Chuck Woolery on Twitter. Maybe I can get him to do a voiceover.
He flirted with all the ladies. That was
He
awesome.
definitely did. With that jawline, I would too.
Wow.
I have a very soft jawline, like a baby, so that's why I
Who's
grow
the
weird.
host that like kissed all the ladies?
Oh, that was
That was
Richard
Monty
Dawson.
Hall.
Richard Dawson. Yeah.
Oh, Monty Hall, yeah. Well, but Richard Dawson on Family Feud, he kissed everybody.
Oh yeah, that was like the perv. Yeah.
He was he was my hero. I grew up wanting to be a game show host because of those guys. I watched
Cringy with that shit, man.
I watched Game Show Network constantly. I mean, they gave away prizes, they made people feel good. It's a nice, seems like a good gig. But now you have to kind of already be a celebrity. to be a game
The
show
lips, like every single one of them. It was like,
Oh yeah, he gave him smackaroos. He didn't care if it was grannies or moms or kids or whatever. He did not discriminate.
They did it on Family Guy, and Lois was like, "Wait, no, I've been waiting for this for a long time."
That's funny.
Yeah. So yes, that's a new function. We'll definitely make it a part. So you have to message Eric in order to be considered. You have to add him on tag him in on Tag Me a Date and then send him a message.
Then we interview you on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll interview you on the podcast. Yeah. Everybody gets a week. We'll decide on because I feel like leaving it up to the internet voting would lead to maybe somebody tanking the competition or like, you know, intentionally voting. Right, like intentionally
It's
pushing.
ultimately up to Eric, but we get to put our input in.
Yeah, no, I think it would. Yeah, that would be great. He gets to give them a rose or whatever it would be.
No, he's got to give him he gets to give him a ticket.
He gives them the
He
ticket.
gets
Give him a
I got
vodka.
golden ticket. He gets a ticket to WrestleMania.
Oh, can we dress him up like Willy Wonka?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Which Willie?
Gene Wilder.
Come on now, that's not even a question.
Johnny Depp.
You put that. I forget that happened like the last Indiana Jones movie. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the second Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the last
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
yeah,
Johnny
that
Depp
didn't
looks like
exist.
fucking Michael
unless
Jackson
Indiana
in that.
Jones
Okay, no way.
Yeah, and Rocky V doesn't exist either.
Which one was that? Oh, was that the Tommy Morrison one?
That was Tommy Morris.
Yeah,
Tommy
Touch
Gunn.
Me and I'll Sue. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn. Yeah. And then they had a street fight in the end, and the my favorite part is after the street fight, he knocks Tommy Gunn out. Tommy Morrison, who later got AIDS and died, but he knocked him out in a street fight, and everybody's cheering. And then the priest, who was friends with the whole movie, was given the sign of the cross, like he's blessing the fucking beating that Rocky just gave this guy. Oh,
You know, originally in that one, that Rocky was supposed to actually die in that fight. Tommy Morrison was supposed to kill him.
yep, yeah, that was.
Tommy Gunn only fights in the ring. Oh yeah, my ring's outside.
You see why I pretend that movie doesn't exist? Same thing with the
Touch
last
me and
Indiana
I'll
Jones
sue.
movie.
Sue me.
Crystal Skull does not exist as far as I'm
No, that's
Oh God, that was awful.
abomination. I'll tell you what, Creed was very good though.
Yes.
Creed 2 will be good too.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole thing with Brock Lesnar kind of they're making it I feel like they're using the speculation that he's returning to the UFC to face the winner of Miocic and Cormier. They're using that to kind of say he won't defend the title until he does his UFC title shot and all this stuff. So I don't know if they're setting it up to strip him of the title, and then somebody wins it. Like, okay, imagine it's kind of like when they vacated the title when Punk stole it.
Yeah.
And then, and you know how Rey Mysterio was WWE champion for like 2 minutes, and then John Cena challenged him. Yeah. So imagine they strip Brock of the title, Roman wins, and then they have Brock come back with his, so they have 2 belts, and then they put a unification match together. And then, you know, Roman slays the beast or whatever.
What if Brock comes in with the UFC belt and the WWE belt?
I can't.
Would either company be willing for that to happen?
I think at this point they would. The problem is there is no. If this was 2 wrestling companies, they could work it out where Brock Lesnar walks around with both titles because there's a shoot element involved, and Daniel Cormier is a tough motherfucker, and Stipe Miocic is a tough motherfucker. There's no guarantees that Brock walks out of either of those fights with a win.
I'm not saying that.
Or John Jones. John Jones is dangerous. They're trying to say if John Jones gets cleared, then that'll be the fight. Either way, there's just no guarantee. I mean, they would. I think both of them would be willing to do it if it happened.
Absolutely.
I mean, it would actually be great for the UFC because they really don't have a lot of stars right now. It would bring more,
especially losing Ronda.
They lost Ronda. Connor's not fighting for a while. Fucking Diaz doesn't want to fight because he wants to fight Connor one more time. They got a couple heavyweights that people know. People might know Mighty Mouse, but he's the lightweight guy or the flyweight guy. It's just it's not the old days where you had GSP and the Iceman and fucking Randy Couture and Brock Lesnar and all. Like you could name off 20 guys. There are 500 people on the UFC roster. I couldn't name 10 of them. It's way too bloated.
And UFC, like MMA in general, they got all their showmanship from wrestling. All of it.
Yep.
Mixed martial arts. I was going to make a post earlier today, but the fucking thing crashed in the middle of me typing it, and I didn't feel like retyping it. Today is the anniversary of Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki.
Yeah.
And that was the world's considered the first modern day mixed martial arts match because initially Muhammad Ali thought it was going to be an exhibition. It was going to be a worked match. And when he came in, Inoki's intent was to have a shoot fight, like full grappling rules and strikes on the ground and all that. And they sat together and they changed these rules. Ali couldn't jab, but he could throw other kinds of punches. Inoki could only kick if one of his knees was down on the mat. So he spent most of his time on the mat kicking Ali's legs. Ali developed clots in his legs and bruises on his legs that later affected his mobility and the rest of his boxing career. And just from that kind of fight, the Pancrase and UWF and Pride fighting all kind of came from that match because the Japanese saw that match and then took more of Inoki's strong style and brought it into their fighting, which turned into matches that looked like MMA matches and had strikes like it and submissions like it, but they were worked. And then it turned into they became shoots. So they had some cards like Pancrase and UWF had some cards where there was mixed shoot fights and worked fights. And then they kind of spun off and did their own shoot fighting. So that was a whole MMA came from pro wrestling, no matter how much they try and distance themselves from it.
Absolutely.
And look at someone like Ali himself. He said he got his whole boxing persona from Gorgeous George.
Yeah, he did. He was Gorgeous George, and I mean he was. And even Connor does it. Chael Sonnen did it. Chael was a big wrestling fan. A lot of the guys who were successful in the UFC, you can't just be there's a lot of times you can't just be a good fighter. You have to also have the swagger or the gimmick or whatever.
Look at Mayweather.
Right. Mayweather is a brilliant technical fighter in the fact that he doesn't take a lot of damage and he doesn't throw a lot of punches but manages to win his fights. It's boring as piss to watch. But he sells the fight because he's an asshole and you want to see somebody go in and punch his face. So he knows this. He knows that he's got a little rat-like punchable face and people will pay to see someone try and punch it off.
Sure.
it works. The whole thing works. And even Connor, some people like him because he talks like that, and some people hate him so much they want to watch him lose because he talks like that.
I want to watch those.
I was a big fan of him, and then he just the whole thing where he threw that thing into the van and smashed the window. I don't support that.
Yeah, that's not
bad sportsmanship.
So listen, we didn't have any questions come into the box, but we did have one come across on Twitter from Kyle Masters, who watches pretty religiously, and we appreciate it. But he says, who do we think The Undertaker will be put into story match with if he wrestles at SummerSlam this year? I would love a rematch with John Cena, except this time Taker's the one to call out Cena for his lousy effort at WrestleMania 34. So I think, number one, I do think Undertaker is going to be involved in a story because he is having that match at Madison Square Garden, which is the SummerSlam tour. So I think that's only to get him ready to do something at SummerSlam. And I've been hearing rumors that he has been pitched, or he pitched an idea of somebody he wants to work with, but I haven't heard details. So I do think we are going to see Taker. I don't really know who it's going to be with. Do I want to see him and Cena again? I'm not so sure.
I heard
Triple H.
I heard Undertaker, or not Undertaker, AJ Styles.
That'd be cool.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I kind of want Braun Strowman.
Oh man,
I mean,
he couldn't get him up for the even tease to give him a tombstone. That's kind of
true.
No, but I think agility-wise, with how big Braun is, but he's got that. The technical parts of it would actually work.
You could pick him up and put him down.
Exactly.
Easily.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe from a safety perspective, but also I think the fans would want to see it.
I think the fans would definitely want to see that match. But
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that would be. I would put all these matches I want to see with like 2007 Undertaker.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hearing right now the next big feud for AJ is going to be Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I saw there was an advertisement for them in a Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship at some event.
So if that's going to be happening, I'm very excited because if they can come anywhere close to what they did in TNA together, it's going to be awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah.
If the WWE doesn't fuck it up.
Well, right.
There's always that.
Hint, hint.
I would love to see Joe get the strap.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't realize this about Samoa Joe. He wrestled a match with Sting in TNA that they went into the crowd, and he did this really stupid foot first dive in the stands, and he kind of dove down a stairwell and drop kicked Sting. And he broke his tailbone in that spot.
Ouch.
And that's kind of been I guess since then he's been more limited, and this was years ago. So this happened in TNA, so he's been limited as to, because he used to love to dive off of shit and still does, I guess, but he's had to tone it down and kind of work a little lighter in the past couple of years because of that injury.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Which is, it's one move and one match.
Yeah,
affects the rest of your career.
Speaking of injuries, how about what fucking Sami Zayn's got to go through?
Oh my God, that guy.
That's insane.
The fact that he's been wrestling, with one already torn is mind blowing.
Yeah,
but 2 cuffs at the same time. That's fucking nasty surgery. Long. Not feeling that at all.
I don't know who he's dating or is married to, but that woman is gonna have to wipe his ginger ass and for like months. I don't know. I don't think he's married.
I don't think so.
Ryan, check that out.
I don't think he's gonna get them both done at the same time.
I think they're putting it that his recovery time is 8 months. There's no way that it's gonna be 8 months for 2 rotator cuffs each arm separately.
It's like it's 6 to 8 months on a single one. So they're.
The only positive is that by the time he actually does come back, people will have forgotten all about him and Bobby Lashley.
And Bobby Lashley's sisters.
Oh, God.
Bobby Lashley's sisters are going to dance their way down to the ring with Sami Zayn at the next WrestleMania. Mark my words. It's gonna be like that somebody call my mama thing. Yeah, exactly.
Part 2.
Yep. And then the Funkasaurus is gonna come out and dance with him.
See, I wouldn't mind seeing Brodus Clay as long as he wasn't a fucking dactyl.
I think
he didn't bring Arion with him.
I would Brodus Clay and Sami Zayn would be a fun team. They kind of look like if Sami Zayn was bigger, like an alligator, like the crocodile from Peter Pan. That's kind of the body type of the Funkasaurus.
He needs to be Tyrus if you're going to bring him in. You know,
he's killing it right now on. He does the Fox and Friends, and he does one of the other Fox shows on Fox News. He's all over the place, man.
Oh yeah, no, he's doing good. It's just like I said, I would love to see him back.
Well, maybe they put him back. They could do the thing in NXT where like they have him with EC3 like they used to do back in TNA.
Yeah, can we bring up one more thing from Raw actually last night? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a 3-hour show, so yeah.
No, just one thing. What the fuck are they doing with the Authors of Pain?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, who fucking knows at this point?
Well, they got TV time
against those two little fucks.
They're gonna beat Titus Worldwide.
Well, that's true, but Amanda and I could have gotten in the ring and beat up those two last night.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
That was a joke. Amanda and I could have taken them on. Not that we aren't tough bitches to begin with, sweetheart, but you know what I mean? Really? That was pathetic.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then Titus Worldwide or whatever, Titus O'Neil, whatever, he's telling Dana like to write it down what they did, like as if they fucking made the list or something. What the hell was that? He's like telling Dana, write that shit down. What is this?
He is like the LeVar Ball of the division. He's like the WWE LeVar Ball, except he's never taken his shirt off and thrown a kung fu pose at anybody.
Yeah, don't insult Titus that bad. That's pretty bad.
There's a rap video now with the kid, one of the ball kids rapping, and his dad's in the video like a goofball. I hate that I enjoyed it.
I purposely turned off Lip Sync Battle last week because he was fucking on.
I have to watch that one with the rap battle one.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, with the Glow girls and the WWE girls.
That's on Sunday nights. That's Drop the Mic. That's actually on when Total Bellas is on.
Oh boy, stiff competition.
Not really.
I'm waiting for Total Rusev Day. I'm holding out. That's the only one I'll watch.
Lana is the best.
Yeah, if there's a Total Rusev Day or if there's a Total Ambrose.
Him and Ambrose. That would be a good one.
Well, Miz and Mrs. is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's again. I might give it a. I might actually watch that because I love Mrs. Dad. And if it's a show about Mrs. Dad, I'm so okay with Mrs. Dad being a focal point of that show.
Yeah. If he looks disappointed all the time.
And the Miz is fucking funny too. I mean,
he is. Did you see the preview of him trying to change the baby's diaper? Oh my god, I almost peed my pants.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I'm not touching this. I'd rather get in the ring with Braun Strowman.
Oh, did he call? I wouldn't call that guy the shits. He's too big. No. That's wonderful. Yeah, that'll be a good one. I suppose in terms of reality shows. But yeah, Total Ambrose would just be such a weird because they live in Las Vegas. They're residents of Las Vegas. They showed up at the Stanley Cup games too, which is pretty cool. But could you just imagine? Because Las Vegas is 24/7 just chaos. And Renee, they have like this really nice apartment somewhere, and Renee's waiting, and the big candles that she burned are all the way down to nubs. She had like dinner cooked and everything, and it's like 3 a.m. and Dean stumbles in with fucking pocket full of Adderalls and a bunch of Red Bull, and just one played craps. You don't know how to play craps. It was great. I threw dice.
And then what does he say? You want to wrestle?
Yes, that's probably exactly what he would say. I mean, if you were
lunatic fringe.
If you were married to Renee Young, you would too.
Not me personally, honey.
Not your type?
I love it. Yep.
Okay.
All in.
All in? Wow. There we go. 1 for 2 on the female side. I think it would be a clean sweep on the guys' side if you said up or down on Renee Young. I big time thumbs up.
Oh yes.
Renee Young. You know what's funny? If you want to talk about that, I'd probably have to go with Elizabeth back in her day.
Oh well, yes. I mean,
well, yeah, but
no, I mean me.
Yeah, well, that's like saying Michael Jordan is the best basketball player ever. Yeah, that's like yes, we're going, but I mean like now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the Renee, the Iconics.
No, they're too annoying.
They're too annoying.
No, I love them. I have a lot of like girl crushes.
See, no, okay. If you're gonna do that girl crush, I probably have to go either Alexa Bliss or Mickey James.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Those are good choices.
Tony Storm.
I'm not into Alexa.
I probably would have to go with one of them. Yeah.
And I hate Mickey James.
Do you know who I hate? Whoever in the makeup department decided to use fucking Sharpies for these poor girls' eyeliner.
Yeah.
Like everybody comes out with raccoon eyes, and I understand it's
who was it?
theater.
Somebody you can tell got theirs tattooed. I can't remember who it was.
Oh no,
Someone
eyeliner.
has tattoo eyeliner on. I can't remember for the life of me who it is right now.
Oh my god,
that's ridiculous.
That's like
I would want that.
Didn't Whoopi Goldberg? She always shaves her eyebrows and pencil them on, so she had the penciling tattooed on, so she just had to shave them off.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Guinan. Yep.
Jesus. Guinan, yeah. Oh, you just went way back.
Did I just really just go there?
Oh, you went way back and hit me in a familiar place.
Women's eyebrow game just confuses me.
I mean, you pull it off like the top part. You got a very clean cut, and then you have the beard. It's good. You don't, you have like a.
I thought you were
upside
talking
down
about me or Amanda for a second about a beard. I was like, no. Fuck?
I hope I don't have a
beard. Eric's got like the reverse Wooly Willy thing going on.
That's what my parents told me I looked like.
It's like if you took the magnet and swirled it around the top and took all the beads and then dragged them to the bottom. Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that game. See, who wouldn't
exactly
love
what I
Eric?
look like.
Who wouldn't love Eric? Look at that. He's such a catch.
Right? I think he's well dressed.
It was about you or Justin.
Well, what?
What did I say when it came over about you or Justin or whatever?
Oh,
I'm married to another version of you.
Yeah, just add Star Wars and you get Justin.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because I don't know nearly as much about Star Wars as Justin does.
Oh boy.
He's a freakazoid when it comes to Star Wars.
That's awesome. Anything else we need to address as we approach the top of the hour? Any other pressing?
The UK stuff happened.
Oh yes, I haven't gotten around to watching that yet, but now that I remember, I'll have to give it a watch because.
Oh, dude, Toni Storm's match with Shayna Baszler was great.
Oh, awesome! I'll definitely have to watch that.
She's a cutie too.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Whew.
Shayna Baszler?
She's damn good in the ring.
No, Toni Storm.
Oh, thank God.
Toni Storm, yeah.
She's Australian, but not annoying like the Iconics.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler, poor girl.
Yeah.
I feel like if
Eric
if Eric stopped shaving his head, they would both have similar hairlines. It just ends somewhere in the middle of her head, and that's
Constable Baszler.
Yeah, ladies, just so you know, that's from pulling your hair back too tight in a ponytail. You put all the pressure on the hair follicles in the front.
Come on, that wig's gonna come off.
What are you trying to say?
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, like Shayna pulled it back too tight. I'm giving this as a warning to people who might not know, because I did it to myself. But when I cut my hair short again, it came back. It was thin up front because I would pull it.
Girls know that already. Maybe it's a guy thing that you didn't get that memo.
No, I don't. I just feel like maybe people aren't. There needs to be more awareness, like a wristband or a ribbon or something.
What's the color? You gotta pick a color.
You need a new bracelet. Hold your hair too tight? Is that?
Yes, and then you can also use the bracelet to pull back your hair when you need it, but not too
there
tight.
There you
go. We're geniuses. No, I think that would have to be
on your.
The ribbon would have to be ombre from brunette to blonde, like dyed hair.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Marketing geniuses.
Amanda, I meant to tell you, sweetheart, I love your WrestleMania 3 shirt. That was sick.
Thank you.
I'm speaking of WrestleMania 3. I'm glad somebody brought this up because I was thinking of back here. I'm gonna turn the camera on. Back right there where I'm pointing is just this is the spare room that used to house my roommates and now no longer has roommates in, so I use it as my studio. But that's just kind of a generic piece of art that I put on the walls so the walls weren't bare for when the person moved in. And nobody's taken it off the wall in like 5 or 6 years. Nobody's taken that piece of random weird art off the wall that I just kind of hung there. I've been looking. I want to maybe find a Hulk Hogan, maybe. I don't know, something like a old WrestleMania poster, something that I can hang back there that doesn't just look like you stayed.
What even is that picture? I can't even tell what is this.
It says Malcolm Furlow, Contemporary Southwest Galleries, Santa Fe, and in the middle is an abstract Native American on a horse firing an arrow.
Okay, because from this view, it looks like it's a bad fuck job or something.
I mean, the man is mounting the horse.
Now you could say the horse. I see the horse, but before that, it looked like it was like two people having sex or something.
Yeah, it's not great. I look at it. This is the first time I've actually looked at it close enough to understand what it is since it's been up on the wall. So I've been looking on Etsy, trying to find a good poster. So I don't know. I'm between WrestleMania poster or a Hulk Hogan poster, or Roddy Piper. There's a giant. They have a giant Four Horsemen one. They have a giant Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair from their feud in the 80s. There's a lot of options. So. What was that? You cut out a little bit. Could you say it again? Oh, I think Cat cut out. All right, so.
On that note,
yeah, we should probably wrap up. And
tag me a date post.
Oh, tag me a date. There we go. All right, we heard her this time. Excellent. All right, so it is 8:01. SmackDown started. I don't know who's in the ring right now, but we'll get to it. You can rewind 60 seconds on your DVR. This has been another edition of the War Report, brought to you by TagMeDate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for fans of pro wrestling. You too can find your tag team match on TagMeDate.com. It's free to sign up. Upload a profile picture. Upload a promo video. You can search by location, search by your favorite wrestler or event. Lots of other parameters. You can send messages and emojis and all kinds of stuff. And again, it's free. You don't have to pay to send somebody messages. Sign up at tagmeadate.com. Absolutely free. Also, be sure to follow Tag Me a Date on social media at Tag Me a Date. That's all one word, no spaces. Tag Me a Date. And go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Tag Me a Date in the search bar. When you click that, Tag Me a Date. That'll see the channel there. You can subscribe to our channel and hit the bell, please. That's the only way you can get notified if we upload a new video or go live on YouTube. And we go live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. Adjust your clocks accordingly. And I think that's it for now. You subscribe to Tag Me a Date for free. You follow us on social media, which is also free. And you subscribe to YouTube, which is free. Everything's free. TagMeAndDate.com. So we'll see you next week. Submit those questions to AskTheWarReport@gmail.com or use the hashtag AskTheWarReport, and you will get a WrestleRumble.com pick'em if you are selected as our question of the month. And I think that's it. So we'll see you next Tuesday right here on YouTube Live, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Tag Me a Date YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in.